Homies, we're here with a company that you don't know yet. It's Restec, an Italian company, and with me is Fabrizio from
That's
Restec.
correct. Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Restec.
Sure. Hello, this is Fabrizio, and I'm very glad to introduce Restack, our products, and when the company was established, and to tell you just a little bit about us. The company was established in 2021 by the idea of Mattia Pasini, Moto2 championship rider, and Simone Badioli and Paolo Picchi, our designer. The company was established before, basically during the pandemic, okay, from the idea of creating a new cockpit because Mattia brought a cockpit during the pandemic, which was huge, basically, and I got delivered 9 boxes at home with a total weight of 90 kilograms. And so I thought, okay, maybe we can create something lighter with a fancy design, okay, which is nice looking, as you can see here. And so I talked with Paolo to create something different, no, that he couldn't find at the time on the market. And basically the first prototype was delivered in 2020 and was so good that they decided to create a very new brand product. You have to think that we can mount this simulator, the X1, with just one tool. Okay, so you don't need to find many tools to install the simulator.
So
you
it's
have just
almost
one.
like the end of a joke. What does an Italian confronted with something that he doesn't like? He designs it
Yes,
completely anew.
absolutely. So Mattia thought, okay, we can design a new cockpit because I cannot find in the market something that I like. X1 was the very first Restec product. Basically, they follow the main idea of compact design with the fancy lines. No, this cockpit is can be a part of design in a living room. Okay, it's not just a standard simulator that you can find basically everywhere, but its peculiarities are like cable management because everything is inside, fancy design, and also the possibility of configuration, like you can move the seat and you can move also the pedal set. And one of the parts that we are most proud is the seat, of course, because it's a monocoque carbon fiber piece, which is fantastic. And we studied
Thin as heck.
Yes. And we studied the ergonomics for months, basically. This kind of seat is suitable for children to, large people. So it's a very, very good product, and we studied this for many months. Also, a nice part is the integration of the PC inside the cockpit, so the lines are very, very clean. So we have an integrated monitor here, so you don't have to put independent monitor because everything can be integrated, and also the cables are managed internally, and so you have only one cable that comes out. Everything is very, very clean. And also this cockpit is natively compatible with motion platforms. We have our motion platform compatible with the most popular actuators on the market. And let me show you the GT. This cockpit is based basically on the same idea of the X1, so it's very compact. We also offer a customization service to our customer. You can see here we have our aesthetic covers. Basically, our customer can choose to change the color of our covers, and is it possible also to configure them with different designs and logos and etc. So
For example, Gomez Sim Industries putting their logo on it.
Yes. Even this cockpit is customizable. Everything you see is adjustable, like, the seat, the pedals, even the wheelbase can be modified. This product is very, very customizable. The weight for this cockpit is 45 kilograms,
Not much.
42 kilograms, and the X1 is 35.
And what we saw there on the X1
Yeah.
is that you have a Simukube base, and here you have a Fanatec base. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter which base you put. I suppose you have
Yes.
to say when you order this, you have to say which base you're going to use.
Yes, because as you can see here, we have some specific adapters depending on the wheelbase that you are going to mount. For example, here we have a Fanatec DD2, but in the other cockpit we use the Simocube 2 Pro. So we have specific adapters for Simocube, for Fanatec, Moza, and other ones. But at the end of the day, our cockpits are compatible with basically every wheelbase on the market. Of course, you can mount every pedals you want and every steering wheel, and so it's very
I
good.
wonder about the pedals, if you would be able to put the Simukube Pros on them, because those are big. But
We
that's a
have,
very special.
of course, that's a good question, but we have a specific support for them.
Mhm.
And so if you go on our website, you can find the Simocube active pedals support. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Because they are chunky boys.
Yes.
So Restec has these two products at the moment in the market.
No, we have 4 products. Those 2 are our top-notch products, but also we have an entry-level called Simply, and also we have a mid-range cockpit, modular cockpit made of aluminum profile, which is called Smart. This product is very nice because it can be used for sim racing and flight simulators as well. Yes, and basically is natively compatible with a cubic system platform for flight simulators.
If I got you correctly, you don't deliver the motion, you just have the motion prepared. Or do you
Yeah.
also deliver the motion system?
We deliver everything.
Okay.
So motion platform included and also actuators. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
So at the end of
We
the
don't
day,
produce them, of course,
uh-huh.
but
So you
as a third-party
they're
supplier.
third party, but
Yes.
you can deliver
Yes.
that setup with
Yes.
the system.
A turnkey system. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I suppose the not the computer and pedals and so on, but
No, we can also supply computers, pedals,
everything.
and
Okay.
yes, everything. So as a turnkey platform with motion actuators and everything else, yes.
What is the price range for the GT and the GT1 and X1
Okay, so the price point for these cockpits is 2,500. Yeah, VAT included,
without motion?
without motion, of course.
I would have been surprised if it would have been with motion.
So we are trying to push these products to specific resellers, like I mean sim racing resellers, but also we are trying to push the entry level, so the Simply, to the retail. So it's a good alternative to what you can find on the market right now in retail with a good quality. Everything was studied for months to have the highest ergonomics that you can have on a cockpit, and also with an attention to the retail price, of course.